And we're back to learning JavaScript. Let us dive into loops. Loops simply execute a code multiple times, and we want to start with a for loop. The way to write it is use the keyword for, regular brackets, then curly brackets. Regular brackets are for the expressions, and the curly brackets for the code to be executed to run with every iteration of the loop. And usually inside of regular brackets, the expression is the counter. We, for example, want to write a number. I use document.write here. And we'll make that 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. So for every iteration, it should display the number. This would be our code. And then we have to set up the counter. The counter is not one expression in a for loop, it's actually 3. We have to define the counter, then the counter stop, so when our loop stops, and then the counter behavior with each iteration. To define a counter, we'll just treat it as a variable. So let counter equals 0. This would define it. The counter stop. So when do we want our loop to stop? Let's say we want to stop when our counter has reached a number of 10. Therefore, we would display the numbers from 0, which is the first value of the counter, up to 9. And now our third expression is that we have to define that behavior. To do that, we'll simply write counter plus plus. So counter plus plus would be counter plus 1 each time this loop runs. And now we only have to print out our counter using document.write. Let me save and refresh, and here we have it, 0 up to 9. But let me add a line break here. So our loop starts with a count of 0. It's printed out, then 1 is added to the counter, then this is printed out, then 1 is added again, which makes it 2, this is printed out, and so forth. And when we have a counter of 9 and 1 is added, it becomes 10. And now counter is not smaller than 10 anymore, and therefore the loop is stopped. Let me change the counter start to 1, and now we don't have a 0 anymore. Let me change the counter stop to maybe, I don't know, let's say 100. And there you go, it goes from 1 to 99. And this is the way loops work. We're going to use that principle in the next couple of tutorials. So we're going to go over this multiple times. One more thing to add here though is that usually you don't write out counter because you know that it is a counter. You simply use a placeholder, for example, the letter I. So let me change all the counters to I. It still runs. Here you can see it. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.